Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for being here today. It's a wonderful day. One just look outside and see how beautiful our city looks today. I'd like, first of all, to thank my council colleagues for being here today and thank them. They're a great group of people who work very hard for the city. I'd like to acknowledge your MLAs who equally work just as hard for Edmonton, done a remarkable job in building this city and help it make the kind of place we want it to be. My staff, I want to thank them because they're the ones who work all the time. When I don't do a whole bunch, they get a bunch done, and so I appreciate that. But most of all, I want to recognize the love of my life, my wife, Lynn, who without question works harder than I do. She's just an amazing lady who has done so many good things for the city and unending numbers of groups, from YRAB to Changing Together and on and on and on. Honey, you're the best. I'd like to give you... You're also interested. She came back last night from Phoenix at 1:30 in the morning to hear this, so we'll see how well I do. Well, the video is right. It is our time to imagine, to grow ideas, and to dream. I am so struck by the power of this message because it gets right to the heart of it. It helps us see so clear that now is the time. Yes, today we are hard-pressed to find even a glimmer of positive news on our business pages. Now is a time to focus on innovating. Now is a time to think past our short-term challenges to our long-term goals. There's a clear challenge to us, even if we're still pretty comfortable and certain of our current positions. Now we need to take the steps needed to put their vision into action. This year, we have so much on our minds, so much change, so fast. Last year, Alberta, and especially Edmonton, was percolating with growth and expansion. We had challenges in finding enough housing for everyone who was moving to our city. Businesses were begging for employees. Oil was fueling surpluses. We're all pre-spending the largesse. And then it stopped. For so many who've been driving so hard for so long just to keep up, it started as a chance to catch our breath. But now it has us worried. Certainty of recovery is there, but the timeline is elusive. We're all busy changing projections, streamlining activities, and watching for what comes next. Over the last 12 months, we've gathered some worries. We've also seen some highlights and give us confidence in the strength and resilience of this community. For me, the major highlights of the last year was the completion of our 10-year plan to end homelessness. The plan points to a path for real potential, for progress on this issue. The efforts led by Linda Hughes and Eric Newell was so significant because it made it clear that homelessness is not just an agency issue, a government issue, but it is an Edmonton issue, full stop. Our homelessness plan is in the hands of a new commission who, with the full support of City Council, is empowered to ensure the plan becomes action. They'll be accountable to Council and to the province and to all of us in ensuring this is so. We had similar progress taking shape at our regional table. For the first time in my experience as mayor, really for the first time ever, we're thinking about common direction. And I know today that our regional system has several strong leaders, fully committed to making this new system work. Trust is building, and so is the confidence to be able to tackle the big challenges ahead. We can see progress all around us. Every new piece being added to our art gallery changes its shape and piques our interest and excitement. We see the foundation poured in the new Epcot Tower, and we feel confidence in our business future. We see new residential towers reaching up. We know our dreams for downtown are taking shape. We see a council that is committed to building our city, planning a record $1.5 billion in infrastructure spending this year. And I know we're making progress. We see our neighborhoods along 118th Avenue and Fort Road. And we see major transportation changes reshaping our journeys along 23rd Avenue and Whitewood Freeway. We've watched the LRT arrive at 2 new stations as the next 2 get ready to open, and as we've added new federal and provincial support to get further expansion underway. We can envision a day when this system is finally a part of what keeps us all moving everywhere. Each of these steps feels so small until you start to put them all together. Then we can truly see how our city is changing. We can recognize each of these small steps for what they are, votes of confidence in our future, faith in what's to come and our collective ability to get us there. And this gives me confidence in uncertain times. We heard some compelling voices from the children in the video we watched. I've heard some other compelling young voices from 12, 11, and 10-year-olds from our inner city who recently sent me some letters. Here's some excerpts of what they said. There are gunshots at least twice a week in my neighborhood. I was chased by teenagers and cut on my stomach. I'm scared to walk the Mac store across the street. My neighborhood is a disaster. It's not fair for us kids to be scared. And one remarkable 11-year-old girl expressed compassion for addicts in her neighborhood, saying even though the drug addicts made the wrong choice, we should help them in any way we can. We want to help my city. While the kids in the video dream about their city's potential, these ones dream about it being safe today. This is every bit the same Edmonton. Last fall, we struck the Edmonton Task Force on Community Safety to look at this issue through fresh eyes. Led by Lindsay Kelly and Fred Rayner, they engaged our city in discussion about safety. We started by acknowledging we can't just throw more money at the same tactics and expect different results. We know there's more to the equation than just harsher penalties or stricter sentences. A strong criminal justice system is important, but it works after the fact, after your property was stolen or your neighbor was threatened. The task force has been challenged to make innovative recommendations for community safety. They're looking at a different approach, one that has eluded us for years. And this is not elusive. Visionaries like Canada's Irwin Waller show that solid evidence that money invested at the beginning of the equation lessen what's needed at the other end. The more you invest in keeping people out of the criminal lifestyle, the more you save on police and courts, and most importantly, lost opportunity. The task force has gathered input from across our city, from those who feel the effects of crime, and that's all of us. They've talked with businesses and seniors, immigrants and agencies all across our city. They spent time with kids who are at risk of making the wrong choices. And here's some of what they've learned. They all agreed there's enough money in the system already, and excellent groups doing effective work. But resources aren't being applied strategically. Some work against each other. Lots work in silos. We all must understand that while we can look for short-term solutions, we must take our first steps towards the real solution too, the one that will take a generation to accomplish, and thus require a focused and continued commitment to stay the course. The committee will be unveiling their 10-year plan in June. I hope we'll all give it our full attention. Because no matter where you live in the city, there's part of our Edmonton too, and we simply can't afford to forget it.